Good morning, Spartans. Welcome to Friday. Finally, it's been a long, choppy week with FOMC and everything else. I'm glad this one's over with. What's up, Hops Guy? How are you, sir? Oh, man. Looks like IWM still wanting to push. And looks like SPY's a little to the downside. Let me go ahead and get rid of these. These were just some 100-day lines that we were watching yesterday. Have no meaning today. Big drop there. Not sure. Oh yeah, okay. That was from after hours to pre-market, and we're pushing up. So very cool, very cool. Hope everybody's had a fantastic trading week this week. Been a little up and down, but hey. All right. Let me jump into the private group, guys. Let me get those guys set up, rocking and rolling. Go over a few things with them. Then we'll come back as usual. Please, if you have any questions or comments or anything you want me to look at, any tickers that you're looking at or anything you see, post up there in chat. And as soon as I get back, we'll handle that, and we'll go from there. So. All right, guys, got that posted. Got those guys up and running. And then here in a sec, we'll do our chart on SPY and IWM. Let's put SPY up here. All right, so let's go ahead and fix our charting here on SPY. This can go away. We can kill that. And then this can go back solid. And it stays. We are testing. This is our opening range high from yesterday. So opening range high Thursday. That one gets denoted. And it's changed to our orange. This one is, I'm going to change this one to a support. It was our session high from Wednesday, which was also our session high from Tuesday, which you can see was here. A little bit yesterday, but it seems to be playing a pretty good role. Sorry. Actually, no. I don't like it as much as I thought I would. For me to turn it green, it's got to have a pretty good history. And then, of course, after that, we just drop off. So, never mind. Just kill that one. Kill that one. But for me to turn it green, make it an actual support resistance, we've got to have some pretty good defined movement around it over a longer period of time. We just don't have that longer period of time past here in this direction to really do much support resistance. That's why trading and charting up here in this area is very difficult. All right. We just have nothing to base it off of. I'm doing. Sorry about that. Grab the wrong tool. All right. So there we go. Session high. Session low. Pre-market low. And then pre-market highs right now just a tad over our orange, which we just popped there and now So this we might have to adjust just slightly, but we can't. We can adjust that one before bell. So and there we go. Now we'll do the same thing on IWM. IWM is making new highs. This is the one that we played yesterday. This one ran close to 300% for us on this movement. It was pretty decent. Okay, so this one's going to be our carryover. This one's going to be session high Wednesday. That goes to our orange. Everything else minus green can get deleted. It does not want to give me that white one. There we go. Alright. Because remember, we don't delete our green. That was a pain. Alright, so back to there's our session low from yesterday. Session. Zoom in a little bit more to give me a little bit more clarity around this line. Pre-market low. And then we just popped pre-market high. And there's our morning setup on IWM. But just like SPY and IWM, we both need to keep watching this pre-market high and adjust it. It's pushing coming into bell, and looks like it's making new highs. So I just want to keep a close eye on that going into market open. And that should be about it. I don't think Google did anything. But we can look at, which we have been watching some from a distance. Yeah, Palantir. These are all ones that's been. Told you Palantir was on the way up. Hope somebody listened to that one. Just checking to see. We got a lot of things that expire today that we've been watching and playing and so on and so forth. So all right, and there goes SPY yet again. So pull that back up. Then we'll just keep moving this one up as it keeps making that new high. So all right, well, if you guys have any questions, like I said, let me know. We got less than 5 minutes till bell, so should be set up on our charts. Not seeing a whole lot, seeing some sideways movement. Walmart is dropping back, which I'm kind of curious about. Want to watch that. Chips are kind of sideways. Tesla had that big push, but it seems to be dropping back off of yesterday. Tesla, excuse me, Tesla runs in these big cycles, so not too concerned. Oh. While we got a few minutes, make sure you check your account status to see what you can and cannot get into. Once again, super important. Morning, ops guy. All right, 30 seconds, guys. And looks like we made it to 0.84 on SPY. I'm not going to adjust that out. Yeah, we had a great run yesterday on IWM. Is that the one you're referring to? There we go, guys. We are open and live, and SPY dropping back, Google pushing. Yeah, no worries, man. I don't feel bad about missing it. You've been around long enough. We do it often. We will keep doing it as long as the market gives it to us. Little gap down there on SPY. So I'm definitely not worried about it. If you miss one, no big deal. Walmart recovering off of that drop we were looking at. Big drop there on PayPal as well. Apple pushing, Google back to pushing. Good momentum to the downside here. SPY, IWM, NVIDIA, PayPal. Magic 8 Ball, is the market going to drop all day today? Twitch says don't bet on it, sir. Okay. And waiting on YouTube to formulate its response. And it said don't ask that, so we won't ask that again. Key level coming up here on SPY, IWM as well. PayPal into support. Only 4 minutes in. Could be an opening liquidity sweep on a lot of this off that higher push that we've seen here. Once we get back to that, 660 has been a hard level for SPY. But once these big liquidity sweeps come in, we could see buyers step in and really push these. Could, not saying it will. That's where giving it some time comes into play. So you look at this and you're like, man, we are missing out on SPY. Are we? Yeah. But not really. We're setting a hopeful trend for today. We're 5 minutes in, guys. No need to rush. No need to get FOMO. No need to buy this stuff until we get good confirmation on which way it wants to go. We could easily come here. These two are SPY. This is 2 minute. This is 5 minute right now. We could easily come down, find bottom, and then this could just take off. If you're looking at this only, you say this is going to go and keep dropping, you buy in, we get that reversal. Now you're out a ton of money. So patience is key, especially in the mornings, giving these movements some time to pan out. I know a lot of traders that trade right off bell, but to me, see that little bit of reversal. To me, right off a bell is always a gamble. You never know what it's going to do. It could go either way. With us being options traders, we trade off we can only trade 9:30 to 4. We what it does in pre-market has little bearing on us. Um, I know I've said it before. I get asked all the time. So what are we looking at tomorrow? How what's going to be the play tomorrow or next week or whatever? I don't know. I don't care. I you know you guys see what I do. I start looking at the market at 9 o'clock in the morning. What it does overnight, what it does after 4 o'clock, what it does in the morning. I don't really care a whole lot because 9 times out of 10 I'm not holding overnight. Um, I'm an options trader. I can only trade starting at 9:30 in the morning. So why would I care what the chart is doing at 5 o'clock in the afternoon? I can't touch it for a long time, so I don't even look at it. And being an options trader, I can trade as the stock goes up. I can trade the stock going down. Um, so I don't need to waste my time in trying to figure out what it may or may not do because for options trading, I don't care as long as it moves. So anyway, 7 minutes in. Don't worry about chasing this crap. Just let it play out. See what it wants to do. See if we can get a good trend, and then we'll jump in and take a bunch of money from the market. We are coming into a key level here on IWM and SPY. PayPal broke its support level. Google setting up for more to the downside. So, and then Tesla pushing. All right. So SPY held that level that we were talking about, key level area, and it looks like IWM is losing its sellers as well. PayPal broke the support. We got the retest. Right now we're failing the retest. So this could see more to the downside. But we're starting to see some green here on Google, Nvidia, AMD. Apple still struggling. Walmart pushing back up. So could add more fuel to this push here on SPY. Hood and PM came right back, retested that all-time high, and rejected back down. Could be something interesting to watch. I'm not going to say up, down, whatever on this one, but it'd definitely be interesting. And looks like we just PT'd on our first trade. Just a fun little lottery that we ran, and it paid. This one on TSSLL or Tesla, this movement here. Like I said, alerted it as complete lottery for fun, went small, but profit is profit. Definitely a high risk trade. We alerted this one was 0.24. PT was given at 0.29. 20%. So that's our first 20% trade on the morning. And as you see, we hit 30. So like we're holding a little bit here. Starting to get some pushback on that SPY push. Once again, guys, just need to give it some time. Yeah, see that quick price action. Anything, like I said before, the market gives it until the market has enough time to settle into a pattern. Everything is a quick scalp lottery. We played this TSLL off of here into the 20 level. You can see we didn't get to 20 level. We ended up finding some resistance here, and we've quickly dropped back. If you're in that trade or were in that trade, our entry was what did I say? 24 PT at 29. It hit 30. If you didn't sell here, you got greedy, didn't focus on that PT. That trade is now back to 18. So you're down $6 on that trade now. We could find some support and push back up, but we just don't have that time to build. I don't know. Would character be a good word for it? You know, character for what it wants to do today. You can't. I don't care who you are. You can't predict the market. You can't control, well, you can control the market and predict the market if you got enough money. But us little peons down here in the retail trader uh, area of life, if you're not trading with multi millions a day, um, which I'm not, you guys might be. You guys might be big ballers and rolling, 50, $100 million accounts. But if so, I don't think you'd be watching me on Twitch. Anyway, those guys can move the market. They are what we call, uh, yeah, I wish, me too. Market movers or whatever you want to call them, market makers. But they're not predicting the market; they're controlling the market. That's where you get a lot of these big sweeps, um, and things like that. But for us, we can't do that. We can't predict the market. We can't. Uh, well, the 8 ball, the magic 8 ball, he probably can, but we can't. Um, that's why we have to run off of our indicators. And I always tell people that indicators don't tell us what the market will do. It just indicates what it might do. So with us only being 18 minutes in, we've really got to focus on our indicators and allow them to work for us to see what the market may want to do. So see if buyers step in and reclaim some of this dip. SPY bounced off of that level that we were talking about on this downtrend. IWM doing the same thing. Hood looking for a new high. Um, yeah, chips looking decent. Millions in Venezuelan dollars, maybe, or yeah, or pesos or something, right? What's up, buddy? How are you doing this morning, Chris? Everything go okay yesterday? Oh, oh gosh. Bit of a safer lot for me that I was holding SoFi long call. SoFi, I was looking at that a little bit in pre-market. I think we there we go. Yeah, SoFi is doing pretty decent. Awesome. You're getting good at stop loss and 20% of your entry. That is perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. It was a quick little trade we had yesterday. I don't know if I updated. It's over 3. Spy back over that opening range. Nice. I know a lot of people in the group hold that sound commons. We got a couple guys that do the wheel on sound as well. If excellent, if you're you might be interested in this. If you've never heard or played the wheel strategy, um, post up in chat in the private group. Tag Nick Elias on it. He is our resident wheel expert, and he can definitely help you out. But I think you would like that. If you're not familiar with it, I think you would like it. PayPal back over its resistance thing. You do actually. So it does take some capital to get into it, um, but you can buy puts and get in that way at a discounted price. Um, but yes, long. The short answer to that is to do the wheel strategy, you will have to own at some point 100 shares of Sound or whatever. So Sound right now is trading at what, 15, $16. Um, oh, I was just looking at the so 1636. So I mean, it cost you roughly 1,600, 1,700 bucks to start it, but it's nice. It's not a huge money maker, but it's nice and consistent. Um, nice. You know, it could come back down to 13. I am 6 to 8 is going to be a stretch on Sound, but um, the wheel is cool. It's nice, consistent money. I know Nikolais has been running it on his own for a year now, and he grew a small account um, to almost or right at a 6 figure account. And I think right now he's pulling in 3 to 4 grand a month just off of doing the wheel stuff. Yep. Okay. Cool. See your post. He helps me out a lot in the group with the alerting and stuff, but he has a few full time jobs. Um, so it might be a minute before he gets back, but since you tagged him, he hopefully will see that and get back to you shortly. And now we're getting the rejection. We're 28 minutes in. So we'll set our opening range here shortly. There's that push. We've filled the gap, or not really the gap, the consolidation gap down on this TSLL and pushing back up. So we'll see what that's doing to our alert. That's that down and up. Trying to get through premiums, or not premium, trying to get through the theta and the time decay on a Friday. So any of this bobble is really going to hurt. But as long as we hold this peach line and this keeps pushing up, it could potentially turn into something nice. We just hit the 30-minute mark. So we'll set our opening range on IWM and SPY. And then we're going to really start looking at a few things, seeing what we can come up with and go from there. So fast, choppy. Yeah, be careful. On the 1 minute, you lost the peach here. Jump back to the 5. You definitely can see that room for consolidation in this area. NVIDIA pushing pretty hard there. IWM, back to this session high from Wednesday, our orange carryover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches pretty much on that same area. So if we can break that 244.29, we definitely have room to the downside, as you can see. So this could get interesting on IWM to the downside. Let's go ahead, set our opening range on IWM and SPY. Opening range high there. And then 244.11. Will be our opening range low. And then we zoom back in here and just get a good idea. So we're stuck between this opening range low and pre-market low. And now let's do the same thing on SPY. Put SPY on the main chart. The body on this one is pretty condensed. We were getting those movements for the wick, but those are pretty condensed down opening range. So opening range high is right there. Opening range low 661.32. And let's zoom back out. So there we are. SPY held VWAP, as you can see. So it could push back up to retest this area. But this IWM could get interesting. Tesla pushed new high of day. So we'll update that. That should have pushed our premiums. And it did. Did it get over theta? No. So not new high, but at least back over or to our PT area. So that's plus. We'll move. We were in this one. Um, not sure. Might have been after hours. Sorry, after stream. But this one's nice little trade. Got in this one at 34, I believe it was. Yeah, 34 yesterday. So almost 100% on that trade. Dropping back that one. So just setting up some levels here on Walmart now that we've been over this 100 level for a minute. We're getting some movement today, but nothing really clean, I wouldn't say. Yeah, I mean we're getting movement, which is nice coming from the chop that we've had, but we're still getting chop if that makes sense. We were chop chop chop. Now we're like chop 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 chop. We're chopping in a direction if that makes any sense whatsoever. So it makes it extremely difficult to play. All right, 10-16. Dad joke. What is the hardest part about skydiving? The ground. Oh, that one's funny. I do like that one. kind of scrolling through, guys, and seeing if I come across anything. Good. Yeah, I was about there on my list. I know I looked at it earlier. Let me just skip down. Okay, so Hood just broke that all-time high, and I know I've said it a lot. All-time highs really scare me because we've got nothing to trade it against. I I do like the peach line coming up. I want to see this peach break through our all-time high level. Um, but honestly, I would get more excited if peach if Hood dropped through this level through the peach through VWAP and could possibly potentially see more to the downside. So I know you like those risky gambles, so you might take it, but that's a tough one. Got 52, so this was a 52 high here. Intel. Let me look. You're further down my list than I am. Uh, it does, but you're coming in some interday support. I mean resistance here. Yeah, I would watch. It looks like it's wanting more to the upside, which I feel like it's got less room to the upside than it does to the downside. We might be setting up on a few things actually. Still shocked at this open. Right now they're trading at just shy of 68 million. Some people have been loving this ticker.